Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another Heavy Metal Diecast video. Today we've got a double feature here from Easy Model, of course. We've got ourselves a pair of P-47D Thunderbolts, both from the United States Army Air Force. And now one is a Razorback, as you can see here, and the other is a bubble top variant. Now we will concentrate on the Razorback first and check out this. Now it does have the usual offering of the 5 different versions here, and ours is to be from, I think it's, where is it? This one right here, from the 56th Fighter Group of the 8th Air Force. That's what it says on that label. But with a little bit of research, this plane does look to be actually an aircraft from the 5th Emergency Rescue Squadron from the 65th Fighter Group, called the Shepherds of the Seas, as their aircraft were marked with the red, white and blue strips on the nose there, and it also had a yellow tail strip, as you can see there. So I think that was a bit of an incorrect labelling maybe. These particular aircraft from the 5th Emergency Rescue Squadron would fly around the Channel whenever a bomber mission was launched from England, and would listen around for distress calls. We'll get this open, and it does have the usual stuff in there, like a stand in a little blue baggie there, and this sweet looking Thunderbolt sitting right here. It is held on by 1, 2, 3, 4 tie downs. How cool is that? What we will do is we will quickly untie those and come right back. Alright, with those 4 tie downs magically undone, we can actually pull this out and have a real good look at it. It does always feel funny, the lightness of these particular models, but what isn't funny is the quality does look really nice. They are relatively inexpensive, or were relatively inexpensive when I was buying mine. The overall sort of details on them are quite good. They do even have some rivets in the wings there. For a plastic model, they are fairly nice. The paint application is pretty good. The blue may be a tad on the light. In the shade of blue there, maybe it should be a little bit darker if you're going to be really fussy. I am not 100% sure if that's the correct hue of blue, but it does look a little bit bright. But overall, it does look very nice. Of course, it is quite light. There's that yellow band there. And for these Easy Model ones, they are really nice. They do present quite well, and they are not as dear as your die-cast counterparts, as I usually say. We'll have a little look underneath and check out that. So it does have a little tank on underneath the wings on either side, of course. And it does have a central one as well. The wheels, I don't think, no, they do not roll at all. It does have some nice detail inside the wheel well. The tyres even have some tread as well, which is pretty cool. But of course, these are permanently fixed gear down, even though you do get a stand. Oh, the propeller spins really nice as well. It does have a little bit of engine detail, if you can see in there. Hopefully you can. It can be really hard to see deep in the jug's mouth right there. But I think overall it is a very nice looking jug for sure. It sits on the deck beautifully. But of course we don't want to stare at this one because we've got another one to look at. So what we'll do is we'll quickly get rid of this and get the other one. And here is our second wonderful looking jug here, and it is the bubble canopy, as I did say earlier, as you can see there. This particular one is from the 512th Fighter Squadron, which was part of the 406th Fighter Group, and it would be that one there, I think. That is our one that we are going to be opening up. And they would mainly perform sort of close air support ground attack missions in the European theatre. As we open this awesome looking model up. Alright, so it does, as you can see, come with that normal sort of stand that they do come with. Throw that out of the way, and that's what they look like when you do assemble them, thanks to the model monkey. Alright, this is held in by 1, 2. So this is held on by a few less tie downs. So what we'll do is we'll quickly undo those 2 tie downs. And that's a bit of magic done there. We should be able to pull that out. Excellent. We'll try not to get those 50 cals caught on that packaging. And that is that. They must be doing some budget cuts since there was only 2 in this one and 4 in the first one. But boy, this does look pretty cool. It's got a nice silver finish on it. It does have a little bit of nose art, but I don't think that is too accurate. Probably the picture of that sort of scantily clad woman would probably be a bit more detailed in a different brand of model. But the details for the aircraft is not too bad. It does have some really nice sort of panel lines. It's really hard to sheen. It's got a bit of a sheen on it. So a nice sort of a satin finish on this. Can be a little bit glary for the camera. The tail markings seem all nice. And like the previous one, there is no pilot figure. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the first one, but both aircraft don't have any pilot figures. But the overall detail is pretty good for what you're getting, which are essentially, model kits made for you by someone, who's got the time and better hand skills. And the propeller does spin not too bad. It does. The blades themselves on this one don't look quite 100%. That one does look sort of a little bit wonky, but I don't know. Maybe it's got a bit of damage. It is sort of hard to see. It is slightly bent compared to the other ones, unfortunately. That is just the issue though with these cheaper ones. Sometimes there is a little bit of imperfection here and there. I think on the same with that decal there, you can see a bit of the smudging on the decal on this one, which is a little bit disappointing, but shit happens. And the underneath does have, as I said, this is usually used for close air support or the ground attack missions. And so you can see the bomb load in there instead of a fuel tank, just has that central fuel tank there. And it does look very nice. I don't mind it. Apart from the little blemishes on the markings there, and probably they're not as detailed as it could be a nose art, probably because it's a bit of a sexy lady, and I don't know, maybe they don't want to show that off too much, but I reckon overall it's not too bad. The wheels don't move on this one either, and as I said, these are permanently geared down as well. And I suppose if you do want to chuck the stand on it, that's the little stand hole there, and you just put that provided stand in that little stand hole like so, and that is your jug in the air, and that's how she does look. And that is the other jug, the Razorback one. If I was going to choose which is better, I would definitely sort of say that one presents a lot better. The finish was a little bit better than what that one was. But, of course, that's always a bit of luck of the draw too, depending on the person sitting in the factory putting these together at the day, would probably depend on how good a model you're going to get. Everyone's got a different set of skills. But we shall wind this video up. So once again, these are both from Easy Model, and they are both the P-47Ds, but that is the Razorback, and that is your bubble top. And I reckon they do present not too bad for what they are. They are not perfect, they are not die-cast, but they do present pretty well. And as I said, I do prefer that one over that one, just because that one had a few more little faults. But for what the price of these are, it's, little things that you can live with because they do not cost a fortune. Right, everyone, I'll do the usual though. I will take some photos of these and whack them on at the end. Don't forget, if you found the video helpful at all, throw some of those my way if you can spare that time. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're yet to subscribe. And I'll finish up by saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time in watching another one of our reviews. I hope you enjoyed these 2 Thunderbolts today. All right, everyone, you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers.